My friends, this is Dr. B, the best doctor in medicine. 30 plus years of experience in clinical medicine. Today, Dr. B wants to tell you what you need to do if you have been diagnosed or if you know already that you have pre-hypertension. Pre-hypertension, also called borderline hypertension, borderline high blood pressure, right? It is exactly like diabetes. For many people, before they develop overt diabetes, they can go through a phase of pre-diabetes. Not every diabetic patient goes through that phase of pre-diabetes, but many do. I posted a video about that. Please look at it and follow my recommendation. It is exactly the same for hypertension, also called high blood pressure, which is the most common cardiovascular disease in the entire world, not just America, but the entire world. 30% of the adult population in the entire world, including America, of course, do suffer from hypertension. 30%, that is almost 1/3 of the world population, adult, I'm talking about. I don't care about children here because it's a different issue. I'm talking about adult population. 30% of the adult population in the world and in the United States suffers from high blood pressure, and of course 90% of them have it because it's a genetic disease. 90% of adult population suffering from high blood pressure, it is because of it being a genetic disease. There are some other reasons. I don't want to go into the details of the medicine, but you have to know that it's the number one cardiovascular disease in the world. 30% of the population in the world, adult, is affected. And it is, of course, a genetic disease. And the age at which it appears can vary a lot. It depends, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to go into the details. So what to do in case you suffer from borderline hypertension, also called pre-hypertension? What should you do? You need first to understand what is borderline hypertension, also called pre-hypertension. Pay attention to this. If your systolic blood pressure number, the top number, the first number, the one on the top, right? When you get one of those digital monitors, right? Let me get you one. I'm sure everybody has a digital monitor at home, although a lot of my patients don't, and I'm so surprised. There's always some patients that are going to stun me, surprise me, telling me, oh, I don't have a thermometer at home. I don't have a blood pressure monitor at home. I don't have a scale at home. So they come to the office, we measure their body mass, their weight, and the guy asked me, are you sure that scale is correct? Am I really 220 pounds? But what do you mean? Don't you have a scale at home? Don't you have one of those $20 you can buy a scale anywhere? I mean, there's no longer any excuse to not have a digital blood pressure monitor, right? You see, digital blood pressure. For $20 you can buy one with a little cuff, right? And to not have a scale, to not have a temperature monitor, to not have a digital otoscope to check your wax, right? Your ear wax. I posted a video about that. I mean, it's crazy how people are not taking care of themselves, right? So you have a digital monitor at home. If you don't have one, get one quickly. If consistently over many days and weeks and a few weeks, your top number, the systolic blood pressure, right, is at 120 millimeters to 129 millimeters. So somewhere between 120 and 129, 120, 1209. if consistently over time, an extended period of time of many days to a few weeks, you measure your blood pressure, make sure you measure it correctly, right? And make sure you measure it in both arms, right? I posted a video about that. You need to know how to measure correctly your blood pressure, guys. It's so easy to do that. I posted a video about that. Go check it. If consistently over many days to a few weeks, right, you measure your blood pressure correctly and your top number, the systolic, is somewhere between 120 and 129 millimeters mercury, but your second number, called the diastolic blood pressure number, is always less than 80 millimeters mercury, then you have pre-hypertension, also called borderline hypertension. So you're not yet stage 1 or stage 2. Remember that I am not giving you my opinion. Everything Dr. B gives you is the true scientific evidence, right? And I'm never going to BS you with opinion, blah, blah, blah. I always tell you what is the scientific evidence of medicine. The 2017 guidelines, which are the newest guidelines of the American Heart Association and the American College of Cardiology that were issued 8 years ago, 2017, tell you that in order to have a normal blood pressure, your top number, the systolic, has to be less than 120 millimeters mercury, and and your bottom number, called the diastolic, has to be less than 80 millimeters mercury. And the new guidelines of the American Heart Association and American College of Cardiology, issued in 2017, tell you that if your top number, the systolic blood pressure, the top number, is at or above 130 millimeters mercury, and or, so this time it is and, or the second number, the diastolic, is at or more than 80 millimeters mercury, you are stage 1 hypertension. You no longer have pre-hypertension or borderline hypertension. Now you really have high blood pressure, you really have hypertension, stage 1, mild to moderate, which is bad, right? Even any disease, even mild to moderate, is bad, right? It's just like diabetes. Having mild diabetes doesn't mean it's okay. Well, you have diabetes, even though it's mild to moderate, right? So it's the same thing for blood pressure. But if your systolic top number is between 120, this value is included, and 129 millimeters mercury, and your diastolic is normal, means less than 80, then you do not have stage 1 hypertension, right? And you are not normal either, because in order to be normal blood pressure, your top number has to be less than 120 millimeters mercury, less, and your diastolic less than 80. But here you have your diastolic normal, less than 80 millimeters mercury, but your top number is not less than 120. It is between 120 to 129 millimeters mercury. In this case, you have borderline hypertension, which means pre-hypertension, which means that you are at high risk in a few months to a few years to become a stage 1 or a stage 2 hypertension and to destroy slowly but surely your organs, right? So remember that not every adult is going to go through this phase of pre-hypertension, right? Some people from a normal high blood pressure are going to go directly into stage 1 or stage 2. Probably in these cases, the stage of pre-hypertension was missed because people never get their own blood pressure, right? Most people, they don't care. Most adults walking around, the guy is 35, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. He has absolutely no clue about any cazzo in basic medicine, right? He never cares about measuring his own blood pressure. He never goes to the doctor. He doesn't have a family doctor. Even if he has a family doctor, he goes every once in a while. People just don't care. People are too busy having fun, making money, eating like there's no tomorrow, enjoying life, blah, 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 until suddenly the guy has a heart attack, has a stroke, develops cancer, blah, blah, blah. And it's crazy. I mean, it is crazy how many people do not care about themselves, right? And even if you do not have insurance, which in California, where I live, is millions of people, not only those who don't have insurance, but those who have state insurance, means taxpayer-funded insurance, they don't have access to health care. They don't get to see a doctor because no doctor wants to take their insurance, which is the Medicaid for California that we call Medi-Cal. Medi-Cal is the state-sponsored, right, taxpayer-funded insurance for people who are low income. In California, that Medicaid insurance, we call it Medi-Cal, means Medicaid for California. It is taxpayer-sponsored, means the government of California, from my taxes of all Californians, pays for that free healthcare insurance for these people who are low income, right? And most of these people don't have access to healthcare because most doctors do not take that crappy insurance. It is a crappy insurance because it doesn't reimburse the doctor anything. So if a patient who is low income has his or her Medi-Cal insurance given free by the state of California, when they call the doctor and the doctor, the receptionist, right, of the doctor asks, "What kind of insurance do you have, sir, so that I can give you an appointment with our doctor?" And the patient says, "Well, I have Medi-Cal." Most of the time they're going to say, "We don't take Medi-Cal because the rate of reimbursement, $50. So is it worth for a doctor who has to pay the bills, the receptionist, the rent, blah, 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 the nurse, blah, blah, blah. Is it worth it to spend time with a patient knowing that before paying his taxes and before paying his overhead, he's going to be paid for seeing that patient only $50? Means after paying tax and overhead, he will wind up with $5. It's crazy. It's just not worth it, right? $5? I mean, $5, better go over there, panhandle at the corner of the street, right? Why would you spend an hour with a patient so that you can make $5, right? It's just no point. So millions of people, adults, discover about their stage 1 or stage 2 hypertension when it's already starting to cause damage to their organs. But at least even if you don't have insurance, even if you don't have access to medical care, can't you spend $20 to buy one of these, for God's sake? Can't you spend $5 to buy a digital thermometer? Can't you spend $25 to buy yourself an otoscope, digital otoscope, to check your earwax and ear canal to make sure that your earwax is not too much and that you have a nice and clean external ear canal, that you don't have any earwax plugs, so that you can wash it and flush it and then put back the otoscope to see the result of you trying to flush that earwax plug, right? mean, my point is to say with less than $100, way less than $100, you can buy all the basic medical diagnostic tests to check yourself regularly at home, to make sure you don't have that freaking diabetes, high blood pressure, low-grade fever, problem with your ear canal, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 right? Excellent. So let's go back to what to do. So if consistently over time you were able to get your blood pressure, good technique, right? And then you have to write it in a little notebook, right? You take a little diary, right? And you write, you put the day, the time of the day, and of course you put the numbers, systolic and diastolic. So what should you do if consistently over time your top number is between 120 and 129, but your bottom number is normal, means less than 80? Well, you are at high risk of going into stage 1 and stage 2. This is when you need first and foremost, never, ever get any medication for high blood pressure. Do not look for any medication for high blood pressure. Do not look for any medical professional to give you any medication for high blood pressure. Do not allow any nurse practitioner, any physician assistant to give you a medication for high blood pressure. You need to exercise regularly every day. Dr. B exercises 2 hours a day, no exception, 365 days a year. Cardio plus pushing weight and lifting weights, right? You need to cut back on this food that everybody enjoys and they eat every day, 6, 7, 5, 9 times per day, like there's not going to be any tomorrow. And you need to, of course, lose fat. At this stage of high blood pressure, even 5 to 10% of weight loss would be excellent. So let's suppose you weigh 200 pounds, right? And you have pre-hypertension, also called borderline hypertension. If you were able to lose only 5% of your body fat for a 200 pound, that would be 10 pounds. Mean from 200 pound, you drop to 190. That by itself, in 99% of cases, will suffice to make you go back into normal blood pressure. Means your top number will be less than 120 and your bottom number will also be less than 80 millimeters mercury. Obviously, you need to cut back on alcohol, ideally 0. Alcohol for Dr. B, 0. No molecule, not even one molecule of ethanol, alcohol, right, is going to go into my belly. Not even one molecule. It's a poison. It's a carcinogen, right? It's a nasty stuff. Will give you dementia. Will give you cardiomyopathy. Will give you heart failure. Will give you liver disease, fatty liver disease, cirrhosis of the liver, liver cancer. It's a disaster, right? So remove that freaking cigarette, throw it away once and for all in your life, lose at least 5 to 10% of your body mass, but 5% is enough because you are not yet stage 1 or stage 2, right? You are pre-hypertensive or borderline hypertension. So even 5% of your body mass, if you lose 5% of your fat, it will be enough to make you go back to normal. And of course, you need to sleep. You need to sleep between 7.5 to 9 hours. The ideal time for a normal adult to sleep during the night is 7.5 to 9 hours. Do not sleep more than 9 hours. Means you have a problem if you have to sleep more than 9 hours a night. Unless, of course, the night before you lacked sleep and you didn't sleep enough, then of course you have to catch up. Then you can sleep 12 hours. If the night before you slept only 1 hour, then the next day you need to do naps and sleep 10 hours, right? but on a chronic, regular basis. A normal adult shouldn't sleep more than 9 hours, right? I do sleep 9 hours exactly. From 9 o'clock in the morning, I go to bed religiously every night, put my head, after 2 minutes I fall asleep. At 6 o'clock in the morning, my brain automatically wakes me up without any alarm. So sleeping is important. People who lack sleep, they develop hypertension, right? They develop dementia, they develop memory lapses, a lot of nasty diseases, cancers, right? Obesity, being overweight, are all linked to the lack of sleep. So it's a constellation of everything that you have to do in order to decrease your borderline, also called pre-hypertension, borderline elevation of your blood pressure, pre-hypertension, right? It's a constellation of everything. But make sure that you do not take medication. Just lose weight, means go to the gym and zip it, all right? Eat healthy food, throw away that cigarette, stop drinking alcohol, sleep good, right? And it should take care of it. And of course, then you regularly keep doing the same thing. And then not only you will get rid of your pre-hypertension, but you will get rid of your pre-diabetes, you will get rid of your high cholesterol, you will get rid of your high triglyceride, right? Or at least you will decrease the amount of medication that you need to control that cholesterol. So from 80 milligrams or 60 milligrams of atorvastatin, your doctor going to say, ooh, look at that. Maybe I can decrease it to 40 milligrams instead of 80 or 60. Maybe I can decrease it to 20 milligrams. Maybe eventually you will decrease it to 10 milligrams. And maybe eventually, because you're hitting the gym all the time like Dr. B regularly, and you're zipping your mouth and you cut back on alcohol and cigarettes and nasty freaking processed food, right? Maybe eventually your doctor is gonna lower it to 10 milligrams and then one day just remove completely that freaking atorvastatin from the list of your medications, right? Dr. B, thanks to this lifestyle that I have implemented 10 years ago, I am now 50 years young. 50 years young. My blood pressure is that of a baby. My cholesterol is that of a baby. My fasting sugar is that of a baby. My hemoglobin A1C is that of a baby. My triglyceride, my cholesterol, every freaking parameters of health. My liver function test, kidney function test, every freaking thing are those of a baby, right? I take the ultrasound probe because I'm an expert in medical imaging, right? And I put it on my belly, no fat. I take the ultrasound probe, put it on my carotid arteries, no plaques. I take the ultrasound probe, put it on my heart, looks like that of a baby. I take the ultrasound probe, look at my liver, kidneys, belly, everything those of a baby. Absolutely pristine. 0% body fat. My abdomen, my tummy is flat like a board. 0 love handle. My ass is just muscle. Beautiful, cute little butt, right? According to my ex-girlfriend. She loved my butt. I don't know why. But she was in love with my butt. Very strange. My legs, exactly like my arms. Nice, svelte, no fat, just muscle. Bone, muscle, skin. That's my legs. Just like my arms. And you can do it. Let me show you. I don't know if you have seen it before. I don't know. Look at the results. Do you see this? Look, this is Dr. B, 50 years young. Look, no fat, just muscle, bone, and skin. Look, no sagging skin. Do you see it? Look at this. And you can do it too. And I'm 50 years young. I look better than most 20-year-olds who in my family, most of my nieces and nephews in their 20s, they're obese or overweight, couch potatoes, and they waste their time playing computer games. That's how these young people waste their time. Pay attention. This is Dr. B. Do you see this? This. My legs are the same. My belly is the same. I can run like a jaguar. I can run faster than any 20-year-old. Because, not in long distance, but on a sprint. My legs are just like my arms. Just bone, muscle, very toned, just like this, right? Just like this, right? And skin, that's it. I'm not good in long distance because you need to be skinny. Long distance people are very skinny. I like to be muscular, not buffed up like I used to be when I was young, but I like to be svelte, athletic, right? I look good. So I cannot run long distance like half marathon, 10K, 5K, right? Because I'm not interested in that, right? Everybody has a different sports interest, right? I'm into fitness. I'm into swimming. I'm into sprints. I'm into bodybuilding, but not. I don't do no freaking steroids. 100% pure, no steroids, no freaking nasty anabolizing steroid growth hormone. Stay away from that garbage. It will give you cancer and heart attack. Look at all these bodybuilders dying of strokes and heart attacks and cancer. It's crazy. Don't abuse steroid and all these illegal substances and everything. You can do it naturally. You can do it like Dr. B, and it costs you $0. So remember to not neglect and disregard that pre-hypertension, that borderline hypertension. And make sure if you do not have any freaking blood pressure monitor, you go on to the store over there or just order them online. Any freaking website, Amazon, Walmart, any. I'm not advertising. I'm just saying for $20 you can buy you one. There's no excuse to not have one. So that at least you know what the catso is wrong with you, right? You cannot walk around in the street and go to work, have your barbecues and be happy, go watch movie. Life is good, but you need to take care of yourself, guys, because nobody else is going to take care of yourself, guys. You need to become your own healthcare advocate. You need to advocate for your own healthcare. You need to be your own healthcare advocate. You need to grab the bull by the horn, right? You need to not entrust your doctor 100% with your health, because the doctor is busy making money. The doctor is not going to spend a lot of time explaining to you any catso like the way Dr. B is explaining to you, right? He's going to be in and out of the exam rooms. He wants to see a lot of patients, so he's going to spend only 5 minutes with you. Official statistics of the American Medical Association, the average time that a doctor spends in the exam room with a patient is 5 minutes, the average, right? And on the other side, it's 45 minutes in the waiting room that the patient has to wait. Official statistics of the American Medical Association. So you need to take charge of yourself and not like the last generation think that the doctor is the god. No, the doctor now, he loves money. Modern medicine, guys, doctors love money. I would say 95%. I'm not in that part. I love medicine. I didn't go to medicine for the money or the glory or the fame. I make enough at the cardiovascular clinic where I work 8 to 10 hours a day and I love it. And I live a modest, simple lifestyle, very humble lifestyle, frugal lifestyle. I drive a 10-year-old Honda Accord. I live in a one-bedroom, beautiful apartment, clean, super beautiful, my apartment right here. But that's it. And it's a one-bedroom. I don't own no villas, no stuff, and I'm never going to retire. So I'm not stressing about money because I'm going to keep working and seeing patients and be in medicine and teach you how to age gracefully until the age of 100. When God willing, I will die in my bed healthy at the age of 100. We will die, God willing, if you follow me, we will die together healthy at the age of 100 in our sleep, in our bed. It is like this. It is really unfortunate how medicine is going down the drain in America, everywhere. I mean, I lived in 3 countries in Europe. I lived in the Middle East. I lived in Canada. It's the same everywhere, right? I lived in France, Italy, Spain, the country of Iran in the Middle East. I lived in Canada, and then I came to the US, took my medical board exams, blah, blah, blah. Everywhere is the same, and it's going down the drain. Doctors are now businessmen and businesswomen. All they care about is making a lot of money. to pay their freaking Lamborghini Ferrari, their freaking mansion in freaking Spain, their mansion in Cabo San Lucas. Oh, the doctor needs to pay his mansion that he bought in Cabo San Lucas, so he needs to see a lot of patients. So the guy's gonna see 40, 35, 30 patients, in and out, in and out, in and out. He doesn't care about you. He cares about you because you bring him money to his business. So he has to pay the nurse, the receptionist, the rent, blah, 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 his overhead, which is understandable, right? Like any other business, like the guy who has a restaurant. But in addition, he needs to make a lot of millions of dollars so that he can enjoy a very high level lifestyle, pay for his next vacation to Italy. He wants to visit la città di Milano, e la città di Venezia, e la città di Roma, right? He wants to go on vacation to Italy for 1 month, visiting all these beautiful cities in Italy, and it's going to cost. And he wants to take his entire family with him so that he can show he got a lot of money, right? That's how doctors have become, unfortunately. So advocate for yourself, advocate for your own healthcare, grab the bull by the horn, and listen to my watch my videos, listen to my recommendation, because Dr. B is never, ever, ever, ever put my own interest above yours. I took the Hippocratic Oath, which means that I will always put your interest above mine, and that I will never lie about anything that I say in medicine. It will always be the scientific evidence, unlike all those quacks that I see online who come up with, my God, how crazy, so much disinformation and misinformation, so much quackery, so much crazy stuff in medicine, that I see people selling stuff just to make money, claiming that this product, that if you buy it, you're going to become young again, your heart failure, you're going to you're going to detoxify your liver, you're going to detoxify your brain if you buy this, your penis going to get bigger, your penis going to get harder, and your face going to become like when you were 20 years old if you buy that little product that I made specially myself, and I put the trademark on it, and blah, blah, blah. Click down there, keep your credit card ready. It's going to cost you $130, but it's okay. Make sure you buy one every week so that I can pay for my Ferrari, Lamborghini, and my 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom swimming pool mansion, right? That's how it is, all these quacks. Many of them claim they are doctors. I'm surprised. I don't know if they are real doctors. Is it fake? I have no clue. I have no clue. And they are so good at making these fake videos with special effect and special effect music and weird stuff. And I don't know how they do that. They use all these very elaborate, technically elaborate videos they can make. How can a doctor make videos like this? I mean, I'm a doctor for 30 plus years. I'm a surgeon. I have no skills in making video. I'm not a movie maker. All I can do is put this cell phone in front of me and record it and talk to you exactly the way I talk to a patient face to face in the exam room, and I love it like that. A real doctor shouldn't use fake stuff, shouldn't use artificial intelligence and music and special effect, ba ba bam, pa pa bam. So the guys tell you, look at this product, look at what's going to happen, and then you have the music, da da da, and then he comes with and then they show suddenly this guy who is skinny, and they show you how he was like supposedly 6 months ago, tan, 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 ta, ta, ta. And then you see the picture of the same guy with the same face. I don't know how they do that, but he's so fat, he's like 300 pounds. And they say, you see, and then it comes back to the face of that so-called doctor who's a quack. After 30 seconds, I know he's a quack, but it's impressive what they do. And then they come back to his face and he says, you see, did you see those pictures of that guy? Because he bought my product. Make sure you click the link below, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's crazy. Don't fall for this garbage, guys. It's just garbage. It's just thievery. It's just scam. I call them healthcare scammer. Dr. B is a real doctor. I will never ever need any freaking artificial intelligence or freaking music or special effect like Hollywood movies, right? I'm not a filmmaker. I'm a doctor. I'm down to earth, guys. I talk to you and I want to talk to you. I want to be like this for the next 50 years, guys. For the next 50 years, I will never, it's impossible I will ever use special effect or music in my videos. I mean, the same way I talk to my patients in the exam room. I give them a hug, I sit down, I bring my chair face to face. I come out from behind the desk. I never sit down behind the desk. I bring my chair and I sit down and I talk to them. How are you? I talk to them at least 10, 15 minutes initially. How are you doing, sir? What's going on? What's going on, ma'am? How many kids you have? How is life? What kind of work do you do? Okay, blah, blah. What about your media, blah, blah. I mean, I love to meet people. So Dr. B went into medical school 30 plus years ago for the love of medicine, for the love of people. I will never betray my oath, my Hippocratic oath. Regardless of your gender, your race, your ethnicity, the color of your skin, your religion, whoever the cazzo you are, your politics. I don't give a cazzo whether you male, female, something in between, whether you are a Republican, Democrat, Independent, Buddhist, Hinduist, religious, atheist, Muslim, Christian, whether you black, white, Latino, any cazzo, I don't give a cazzo, I love you. And I give you a big hug. Put your comments, your question down there, and I will get back to you. And never forget what you can do if you follow Dr. B. Look at that. I'm 50 years young. Remember, it's a combination of everything. It's not just one thing. I'll talk to you in the next video. I love you, and I really care about you. God bless you. Bye-bye.